Greetings, everybody. We have returned once again for our third portion here.
Indeed.
We are going to finish up not our last few categories, but the last few categories of the Knife News Readers Vote Choice of the Year Poll Question Answer 2020 stuff.
Oh, man, there's so many words that don't belong in that sentence.
It's okay.
I know. I decided to take the time and just go and just annoy you.
Hell yeah.
I'm just going to say what Mr. Fisk said in chat right now. Disqualified.
Anyway.
Nope.
Next poll.
Which is...
Best
next
overall,
result.
Best overall 2020 lineup. Benchmade, CRKT, SOG, Spyderco, Wee Knives, or Zero Tolerance.
I'm not bringing up pages for each of those.
Sorry, CRKT was in that list?
Apparently. And SOG.
I don't see I see SOG, but I don't see CRKT on the Knife News article.
Yeah, it's not in their answer section.
You're going to have to accept the fact that apparently I screwed up on more than one, so...
We're going to he's hallucinating too. Is that part of the checklist?
It feels like it at this point. Yes.
Okay, so the wording actually has me confused. Maybe Paul was correct because it says Spyderco coming up over competitors like Benchmade, SOG, Wee Knife Company, and Zero Tolerance. That doesn't necessarily disclude CRKT, but I'm not seeing an initial...
Is the poll not there?
No, I'm not seeing like an initial poll.
Yeah.
There's a poll to vote for your favorite knives.
Whatever. Carry on. To the answers.
Yeah.
To the answers.
Sure.
Mr. Fisk just said in chat, Company 5. That's what it feels like. Speaking of Mr. Fisk, he said Benchmade. The Finest Tradition said Spyderco. No, SOG.
Let me interject. I actually did some homework. Joe's absolutely correct. CRKT is in that list, even though they're not mentioned in the article. Bingo bango.
Maybe they got zero votes.
Because at least one of us can actually find the right answer. Thanks for joining, Joe.
Hey. Hey, why don't you send me that link? Because I've been looking for it here. What's the, is it a Knife News article? Like, what's it called?
I actually went right through there. There, the third annual readers that you're on right there. Click on that one, and that'll... No.
There's the delay.
Yeah.
I've been bouncing around, so I'll wait for it to end here.
Anyway, I wonder if CRKT just didn't get any votes. So they just jumped right over it.
If you want to keep voting, Paul.
Yeah. The Finest Tradition said SOG. Ontario Knife Lover said Wee Knives. Parent 6280 said Benchmade. Gear in Situ said Spyderco. And Rust and Dust said CRKT. So hey, look, they got a vote.
Yay!
Hey, they were legitimately in that list. They deserve like one vote.
Yeah, I mean everybody else only got one or two. Except
no,
for
I said they deserve one.
That's fair.
Nice.
I don't know what the knife.
Oh shit! So that means
knife are in Turkey.
For the previous episode, Knife 5 actually is an option. The previous poll.
Vindication.
So that wasn't Paul's fuck up. He just copied.
That wasn't a right in your own thing. They
literally Knife 5. It's right there. Thank you.
Right there.
Validation.
Oh my god.
Thank you, friend.
That's awesome.
Absolute validation.
Apparently, Paul wasn't the only one on NyQuil that made these polls.
I just imagine a sleepy Paul at his phone just, I don't know, fuck it, Knife 5.
Knife 5.
You're not lying down enough. I did it in bed.
I see.
Anyway, continue on.
I said Ohio Knife Lover said Wee Knives, right? Parent 62 said Benchmade. Yeah, I went through all these.
Yeah, no. I think. Yeah. I'm just curious. Who do we think? Who do we think wins?
The
Best
best
overall lineup
Oh,
in this, not counting the write-in.
It's a hard pick for me
because
between
we're not allowed to
Benchmade-
use that.
I always it's hard for me not to vote Spyderco just because of, well, I know nostalgia plays a whole big part in it, and I like Spyderco's products on the whole. I like that they use so many different steels, so many different designers on the whole.
Yes, Frau. On the whole, I think Preparation H feels good.
Thank you. I'll go watch Austin Powers after this, and I'll laugh again.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's a toss-up for me too between Benchmade and Spyderco. Some of the S90 versions of the like Hidden Canyon and the Saddle Mountain and things like that really tickle my pickle, so to speak.
Yeah.
Nigel, what do you think?
I'm not sure. Just as Paul was talking there, it actually popped into my head a question that just made me like turn my head sideways a little bit. When they're talking about the lineup, is that what they announced at the start of the year in the initial catalog, or is it what they closed 2020 with as far as in the very
Everything that was released.
Spider-Co.
yeah,
Does
Well,
it count as a
talking about
2020
Great
lineup?
pandemic.
talking about the upgrades and steel for the Benchmade Hunt ones.
So
Yeah.
for me personally,
What about them? Sorry. Finish that. Finish
sorry,
that idea,
yeah.
Nigel.
Did they actually announce that at the start of the year? Was that part of the initial lineup, or was that a
I see what
mid-year
you're saying. It was
Yeah.
totally a mid-year thing. Yeah, but of 2020 can mean a lot of things, right?
Yeah. So that's the main idea of what I'm kind of curious about here. Is it
I understand
when they're
what you're
talking
saying.
about
Yeah.
overall 2020 lineup? Is that the end of 2020, or is that the announcement at the start of 2020?
I thought you were going the direction of calling out Spyderco on not getting all their designs out.
No,
too.
I like where his head was at with there too.
Yeah.
That's the hilarious on where's our Z-Wear Micarta Shamans, you sons of bitches.
Mhm.
Yeah, that type of
Tai
thing.
Chung, Taiwan, probably.
They're in Taiwan.
Yeah. And aside from that, despite the lackluster steel that they use, I actually found that there was a lot of offerings in CRKT that were at least eye-catching.
Yes, agreed.
Okay, so that's Sholotl. Let's
Mhm.
like the coming out of the woodwork. The Montosa, as far as the
Yes.
Rogers design, that
Yep.
was just like also kind of the Thero was a letdown though.
the
The
Thero
Yeah,
Thero
was
that
from
one was.
the Millet Torrent kind of like hype behind it, and then when it came out, it was kind of where put that psych away.
it's discontinued.
I was
going
going
to
to say the Huron.
The which one?
The Huron, CRKT Huron.
Yeah.
What is the Huron?
That one's
That's
Joe,
the all
look-
titanium
that up.
Italian-made.
Can you look that up for me?
Yeah. It's the artsy looking dagger that has the hollow center to the blade.
Oh, the M390. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exclusive.
it's not. It's not
Limited
on the
edition.
same level as your Pleroma, as
The
far as
H-
fit and finish.
Hirin. Huron.
Yep.
Yeah,
Not heron like the bird.
yeah. It's not as finely finished as your Pleroma, but I would say it's in the same category of art knife.
You don't
And
know.
I
You haven't
really
touched that
dig the way it
Huron.
looks.
Yeah, no, I really like the way it looks too. I'm just cutting you off because I'm a dick.
I agree with Paul. It's a cool
yeah,
little
okay.
piece.
Kind of fancy.
Yep.
So-
yeah.
yeah.
I'm going to throw my 2 cents in there. The last guy that would ever think that I would ever say this company here, but I might say SOG. I don't know. Okay, so hear me out. I don't agree with the color combinations. I don't necessarily agree with some of their overall like style choices, but their steel upgrades and adapting more access locks because the patent's free and the XR slimness of a credit card style knife, even though it's gross gold that I'll never freaking own myself. I respect
I
the
agree.
20 CVs coming to play, the S35s coming to play.
Yeah.
SOG came out with 20 CV Duratech before anyone else did
I agree.
20 years ago.
But I
right?
have a
So-
question. But I do have a question.
Oh, Fisk, I deserve to be unsubscribed from that because 2021, SOG will show us their true colors, and I will unsubscribe from them too.
Yeah.
But for 2020, they surprised the crap out of me, man.
I thought a lot of those higher end steel options from not CRKT, from SOG, I thought those were 2019 releases. Were they 2020?
Okay, but no, the overall lineup that was kind of like upgraded knives, the Aegises and the blah blah blah. They upgraded a crap ton, put new locks on them, put new steels on them.
Yeah, if they were 2019 releases, if they made the upgrade and the announcement of the upgrade for 2020, that counts as a 2020 lineup.
Yeah, for sure. I just wasn't. I wasn't sure when they actually came out, like if they were released in late 2019, mid 2019, or if it was 2020. Time is a bit of a blur. So
the SHOT Show SOG lineup was the one that I remember going like, "What the crap are they doing, trying to compete with the big boys?" Type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, and don't get me wrong, their true colors will show. I firmly believe that. If this is a longevity thing and we see like
at the end of 2018,
a SOG from the 70s and the 80s making a SOG from the 2020 comeback, that would be freaking great. Because you got to remember the roots of SOG was not terrible. They were the roots of Spyderco. They were the roots of Almar. They were roots of a lot of other companies, right? So
they just shit the bed.
And they didn't try to make a comeback. They were like, "Hey, Walmart, how you doing? How you doing?" Like it's so
is a legitimate strategy.
You're gonna bank. You're gonna bank. Like
Hey Gunny, how much do we have to pay you? Okay, we can cut our products back a little bit.
Gunny approved. Hoorah.
Bass Pro Shop is making a killing type of thing, right? Like it's so.
Mr. Fisk has an SOG backpack that he loves, but he took all the SOG logos off it.
And you could put any other logo on it, and it would probably be sold in a store, because I guarantee that SOG backpack has probably got 6 logos on it, depending on where it's sold across the world.
It's a backpack. It probably wasn't even made by SOG in the first place.
Exactly. It's being outsourced and being logoed. Yeah. That's what I'm getting at.
No.
I gotcha.
Anyway, I think this is the last poll. I was going to be like, last poll, but
that's it, isn't it?
No, we've got one more.
Oh no, we skipped a poll, so we got to go back, right?
Yeah, we're going to the last poll now.
Last poll. Yeah.
Best high-end knife, MSRP of 300 or more.
Okay, 300 or more is the standard.
Yeah, 300 or more, and I would imagine that's US. I mean,
sure is.
So knife the first, the Chris Reeves Sebenza 31, the Leon Ma designed field duty EDC, the Shirogorov Quantum, the Terrain 365 Mako, and the Zero Tolerance 707.
Okay, I'm super curious before we start. I don't think there was a picture of the Leon Ma.
I have that up right now. It'll take a moment.
Do you?
Yeah.
In the actual article.
Yeah.
Oh, it is in there. Okay, never mind. I'm just curious if they've got the article pictures line up with the poll pictures. But
that Leon Ma really looks like a Voxnez design, if I'm being completely honest.
Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it.
Not throwing shade. It's a good looking design. It's got some features.
We should go through what our viewers said, and then we can spout.
And we can start off with Mr. Fisk. He said the Sebenza 21.
Yeah, I know he would. I know
Surprise.
He
would.
Yeah.
Disqualified.
He also said the AD20. So he was
disqualified.
No, well, 2020 models up for grabs on the write-in category on that one.
Yeah, but it's a custom. It's not a production.
It deserves one.
Disqualified.
Disqualified.
Good shit.
If you guys remember from last week, Big J Blades.
Mm-hmm. Sure do.
His response was Strider, any of them.
That's
Oddly enough.
almost.
Do I need to say it?
Disqualified?
Disqualified.
Well,
It really sucks to be in the same category as a Sebenza 21 as a Strider. I'm just
Okay.
they're sitting in the disqualified categories.
it's funny. I just find it amusing that he didn't vote in any of the other polls except for that one to say Strider and leave.
Well,
Fair enough.
you know, sometimes you don't make it. There's a 24-hour time limit on the stories. You might
That's fair.
not just make it till the wire. You know, benefit of the doubt.
I wasn't assaulted with DMs this week, so there's that. Ohio Knife Lover said the Sebenza 31.
That's not disqualified. That's
No.
That one is in.
No,
it.
that one-
qualified.
That's legitimate.
Qualified.
I want to see the Ohio Knife Lover and Mr. Fisk fight it out.
With the Sebenzas of choice.
There you go.
Indeed.
in a wet paper bag.
How big is this wet paper bag? Not big enough.
Obviously, very
Don't
big.
worry about it.
Like it's,
Knife Collie said C, which is the Shirgorov Quantum. And he said patriotic in brackets. So it's a Russian designer.
Mhm.
I get it.
Okay.
The Shirgorov knives are really nice too. Like they're
yeah.
on point. Mr. Fisk is unsubscribing from an Ohio Knife Lover.
Dennis, I can hear you
I
sharpening.
appreciate that.
Sorry, I'll stop.
New mic is a little better.
I'm just stropping some stuff. You know, don't worry about it.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
you got a better mic now.
Yeah, much better. Anyway, sorry guys.
It's all
Sorry.
good.
And then Gear in Situ said the field duty. The Leon Ma design.
okay.
Field duty.
I was like, was that an option? But yeah, it is.
Can I see that? That's a Shirogoro. That's a good looking knife.
The Cheryl's kind of hot. Not gonna lie, machining quality on that stuff is
I
awesome.
don't like the pivot.
The pivot. I'll go back.
Ask
to it,
Mr. Fisk about Johnson style
I'm not
flat
a
pivots.
huge fan of the fuller in the Shiro.
Oh,
It looks weird
okay,
with the
we'll go
kinky,
back to
the kinky fuller.
You gotta be careful with them kinky fullers.
I'm kink shaming his fuller.
Is it? It's a little too space agey for you.
It's kind of futuristic.
Is it weird that it's the same shape almost as the Leon Ma field duty? The hole that's in there, they both kind of follow that same across and then down. It's not the exact same shape, but the
kink
overall.
the kink is on the wrong side.
You got to be careful with your kink.
Well, you got to be on the right side of the kink. You can't be on the wrong side. Is there a wrong side? Anyway.
It's your it's your kink. You tell me.
So, I gotta call something out here.
Mm.
When you click onto the, there's a link at the bottom of the Knife News article on the Shirogov one,
Yeah.
and you click onto it to take it to their homepage, and that knife won 2019 tactical folder.
Interesting.
Oh,
Did it win Knife News' tactical folder?
Blade Show.
Okay.
So it was a known American
So
quantity.
so here's the thing: mid-year releases don't count because how many companies have done mid-year releases and then the official releases the following year? Many companies have done that,
Right.
where it's not an official 2020 release if it's not like basically SHOT Show. I don't know what
Yeah,
makes it a
fair enough.
2020
That might
release,
be,
blah, blah,
yeah.
blah. But on more than one occasion, things that are
Also,
Blade Show in August or September or whatever from the year before become official releases in the SHOT Show the following year.
okay.
And
The,
then
that-
we've
that
seen that
could
on
be,
more than
yeah.
one occasion.
also
Yes.
the knife that's next to the best tactical folder Blade Show award actually has a different handle and pivot profile than the one pictured
Yeah, it's a
directly
different knife.
below it. So there are some differences. So maybe the quantum that they're releasing is the
Okay.
non-custom. I don't know how Shiro works in terms of
Maybe,
like
yeah.
their
Maybe
main line.
mid-text.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you put up the Terrain 365? I'm really curious. That's
yeah.
one I didn't see.
It's this
Okay,
guy.
A flathead screwdriver is just a rivet that someone wanted to pull back out again.
Yeah.
Record, Fisk. Like,
I like
that's-
Fisk's response.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you know Fisk at all, he's had, I think it was a Shiro that he had, that he was trying to adjust the pivot and scratched his knife.
Yeah.
Twisty.
Slider.
Yeah, for sure. That makes sense.
There is a very
Either
particular.
scratched or like
No,
messed up.
not scratching the pivot, but scratching the knife itself because he like slipped off. Or
Well, I'm thinking it was actually like, because it's not exactly a screwdriver bit in there, it's a customized.
Dime.
So
It's
unless
a
you've
dime.
got like
Yeah.
custom gunsmith screwdrivers that are in every single size and width and things like that,
yeah,
finding a screwdriver that's going to fit that thing and not slide around on you is probably a friggin' nightmare.
Yeah.
That terrain knife is kind of weird looking. Not a fan.
Very weird.
yeah, it's like almost Quaken-esque with a harpoon blade. It's kind of strange.
How dare you?
Also,
Yeah.
that
I see nothing quaking in there.
No, me neither.
no,
Yeah.
the relationship
No.
between the handle and the back end of the like the back end of the handle and the blade profile.
No, with the hook on the back, it almost looks like cheap dollar gas station rescue knife.
Oh, no,
It
not even-
almost looks
yeah.
like
Yeah,
it's-
no, the hook doesn't really factor.
I think
into
it's a
my
lanyard
Quaken
hole.
profile. But
It's
yeah,
Fisk is saying in chat that it was actually a CKF Makosha. I don't speak Russian.
we can
And the
tell.
screwdriver went into his hand.
Makosha.
I'm trying to remember what CKF stands for.
custom
Custom
knife.
knife.
Custom knife factory.
Okay, that's
I win.
really simple.
I'm just gonna bring up a picture.
This
Just
much.
Um,
It's-
So they're saying because
Oh,
of
yeah.
if you look at the drips of water all over the terrain 365 Mako, it's being made out of Terra Vantium steel, so it's completely rust proof.
It's that weird. Yeah. Never heard
Yeah,
before.
yeah, we
steel
talked
until
about it
last
last
week.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah, similar to that one that Fisk has.
Yeah.
He's got a. Forget who makes it. I'm drawing a blank. Hey, look, it's got a finger choil where you like them, Dennis, at the back of the knife.
Hey, sometimes the pinky matters.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Oh no.
She should. She should say that.
I mean, sometimes the pinky does matter.
I have nothing
that
to
note-
contribute to that, so let's continue on with something else.
Did we give our options, our choices?
No, I don't think we did.
I did. I talked about SOG. Someone else talked about something.
What? That was the previous poll.
The
This is
sorry,
high-end
the
knife.
high end. Sorry. Yeah, we
Yeah.
got derailed a couple
Come on,
times.
catch up, Dennis.
Don't worry about it.
So to be clear, the options were Chris Reeves, Sabenza 31, Leon Bud Designs, Field 2
Hush your
DDC.
mouth. Hush your mouth.
The 707 might be top of that list for me as far as knives that I can actually get my hands on.
Well, I mean, in terms of knives that yeah. It's my choice is obvious.
If that knife was drop shutty, I would say it.
I don't need it to be
100%.
drop shutty.
The quiet carry waypoint is the knife that Fisk was talking about last week.
Yeah.
That he keeps dropping into aquariums.
I don't think the 31, again, it's like just this redundancy of like, Jesus Christ, stop repeating things, like come out with something new. The Leon Ma, I'm kind of partial to some of his stuff, so I do like it quite a bit. The 707, love-hate. I got a love-hate thing with that knife. Like,
Yeah.
The double
But-
detent makes it better. It's like, it hasn't solved a problem. It's just not made it as much of a problem
Yeah, I'll agree to that.
type of thing, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Terrain doesn't do it for me. Shiro doesn't really do it for me. So, I guess the Leon
Really?
Ma would be the winner. Yeah.
You don't like
The
you don't-
Leon
you
Ma
don't-
is nice.
Spear pointy flippers, man. Like, that's totally my style.
I guess.
I
I guess.
in that.
So sorry. Your final choice was the Leon Ma.
Probably the 707 would probably be a runner-up.
The Leon Ma is a nice knife. like I said, I'm not throwing shade saying it looks like a Voxnez design. I mean that in the sense of I like Voxnez designs a lot, and that has similar kind of
Elements.
interest for me as
I can see the thinness behind the edge being enjoyable
Better.
with that knife as well, and just like again, like a me knife, a dentist knife, I can see out of these categories. Yeah.
And it's not the same, but there is something to be said about if you can ever actually see it, maybe not.
Cool star row.
Yeah. Marcin Sleech's touch mark and Leon Ma's touch mark, they're not the same by any stretch, but I like them both. They're completely kind of random things that are just like, that's kind of blade shaped. I dig it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They're not hideous.
Who was the guy who did the Brower, the Jack-o'-lantern?
Yeah.
I think that's super cool. It's great. Yeah.
If there was
I can't
a poll,
remember the guy's name, but
if there was a poll for best maker's mark on a production knife, that would probably here, Nigel, let me make you full screen because that is just too tiny to appreciate. Here, say something.
Yeah.
Say something, Nigel.
I'll give you that.
back it up just a touch there, Nigel. Back it up. There.
Okay, but now Nigel
you're close.
talk so that it zooms in on him.
We'll see what we can do here. Ta-da. Da-da-da-da.
Still a little blurry, but
Da,
yeah,
da, da,
it's a jack-o'-lantern smile.
da-da-da-da.
Womp womp. That's okay.
Yay!
He was just sitting on Dennis because he wouldn't shut up.
That's.
I'm just sharpening my knife over here. Shut up, man.
Yeah. That's the end of the polls. As far as all that goes. We only have one follow-up question that we asked. And I figure we can put this question to our audience now because nobody answered except for Mr. Fisk.
So before we get to that, threw up in the chat, there was a question by Fisk. How long before we see a triple detent? I believe that already exists if you count the fact that 2 detents will keep a knife closed compared to 1 that keeps it open. Does that count as a triple detent?
No.
No,
It's the same
because
with
there's
ball.
still just 2 detents.
Yeah, if there was a
Just
third
2
one
balls.
that actually...
If there was 2 detents rather than 3 balls. So 3 balls is okay, but 2 dents, as it were, it's what you're looking for.
I'm so confused.
For
as to what
the
you-
record, Dennis, 3 balls is not okay. Go to the doctor.
I believe, was it the ZT slip joint has 2 that keep it closed, and then when it pops open, there is a 1 detent that keeps it open.
No.
On that,
No,
they've got 2 that pinch.
2 that pinch it closed, 2 that pinch it open, and then 1 is active in the half stop position.
Is that what it is? Okay,
I'm pretty
sorry,
sure.
My bad.
I'm
All right.
I'm reasonably certain. Yeah.
Does that make it 5?
Is that a 5 detent?
Paul, no.
The
Don't-
pentadent.
I mean, that's cool as hell.
You know, I'm just saying. Get out on the design.
I mean, all of a sudden I'm
The
on board.
pentadent?
I'm on board now with the
Just
pentadent.
because of the trademark slogan.
Dude,
All right, onward.
stupid.
For the record, Ben
Give-
says I won. 3 balls sounds like a personal issue, and it really does. You should definitely get that checked out.
All right.
So the last question that we asked everybody, like I said, that was only answered by one person, and it wasn't exactly the most what's the word I'm looking for?
Popular?
Don't know.
Legitimate answer, I guess.
Oh, I see.
Stimulating.
So the question was, what knife that we've reviewed so far deserves a follow-up review? I expected Mr. Fisk to respond with the Sebenza 21, which we could have done because Joe has one. But he didn't say that. What he did say was none. Enthusiasm hasn't changed from a 7. So
Thanks.
My
Thanks.
enthusiasm for this answer is a 3.
oh, I'll give him a 5.
The fit and finish is way down. That's for sure. It's
Like it spent
That
no
also
time.
sounds like a personal issue.
It spent no time in the
there's-
design phase. There's all these rough edges.
frayed edges when you get it. The blade is rubbing against the handle. Like seriously,
You could have heard us. You could have heard us rant about a knife that you already own. But you know what? It's just not going to happen now.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to throw out for this third one, because we knew that there was only one answer, and apparently it was a bit of a BS answer, even though none of us knew what it was up until this point. I'm thinking about actually putting up a poll on which ones to long-term review that we personally own.
Specifics, yeah.
Like whether it's the Pleroma, whether it's a bailout that all of us own, whether it's a Penguin, whether it's a whatever, things from the last year or so that we have bought and then proceeded to carry and things like that, but also things that we've reviewed. So I've thought about the poll thing on just being like, screw it, let's do it.
Let's fall in love.
And see what people answer.
The ones that we actually own.
Yeah,
And
so we can actually
give
do
a more accurate kind of long-term, these are how my answers have changed type of thing, right? So
Yeah. Ben saying basically the same thing in chat. Any knives that you guys would want to do a long-term use follow-up on, something that you EDC and it's held up, not lost its wow factor, which I think is basically exactly what you were just saying.
Yeah.
now the other thing that we've done in the past is we did something fun the one week where we traded knives and then reviewed things out of other people's collections. So as far as the long term, because we do own them as well, I think we can all come to agreement that if I were to lend a knife for a week to Paul, to Nigel, and you guys just exclusively use that knife to your day-to-day whatever, I know we all like to carry different things, but if you made an effort just to...
Can I carry more than one and just only use that one?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. Show off the other ones, but if you actually do some cutting, that's the whole goddamn point, right?
No, I'll do all the cutting with the one. I'll do all the cutting with the one.
Like the pocket
You know what I mean.
ergos on this one is sweet. How much did you cut with it? Nah. Like,
I'm just saying, I don't carry one knife.
I'm just gotta say, I feel personally
I have
attacked by this.
problem. No, I'm talking about myself.
No, I know.
I normally have 5 or 6.
I'm just trying to have
Well, that
legitimate
works.
conversations about reviewing some knives, goddammit.
Yeah, you know. No, there's a lot of knives that we've talked about that I've bought that I would not mind going
Okay.
back and talking about. I think that'd be a
Fisk
really good
actually
time.
has a good idea in chat too. How about going back to a knife you decided you judged incorrectly? Maybe not just one per person.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
One of the episodes that we do out of the 3-parter about the knife that we misgraded the most type of thing, right? So
Okay.
some reflection on, and I'm sure when we have the overall poll on everything, because we are going to break it down on what everyone scored, equal 400 divided by equal sign, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure when we are personally looking at that list that's in front of us,
Someone
There's
will jump out at us.
there's going to be some scores that we see that are like, oh, I scored that like that. I'm going to have to take a second look and see what I did. So having that being done in the new year will also help us lead into that type of idea, I think, as well.
I dig that. I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah. I think I'll make an effort.
I don't want to get. Go ahead.
I was just going to say it might be worth the effort to find a knife that maybe we judged harshly. Just, put a bit of a positive spin. Like, yeah, this is actually better than I initially thought.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly the point. Yeah.
Oh, well, no.
Yeah.
He had said judged incorrectly. So it could have gone one way or the other. But
That's true. What I was saying was us have an episode of all 4 of us pick one knife that we think that we shit the bed on. Good or bad, maybe.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm okay with going either way. Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Yes, Nigel.
Yeah.
I'm okay with both options. I like the idea of doing both of those things. I don't want to give too much away, but I wanted to just quickly say that next week we're going to be doing something ever so slightly different. It's going to be getting into the holiday spirit potentially.
Don't worry about it.
The only thing I want to say about it is Fisk might or might not get his revenge. So
I like my Gonzo episodes. I do like them. I do like the review episodes, but I like the topic discussion episodes as well, for sure.
Same.
And when we have things like our most misjudged knife, things like that, I feel that it breaks up the redundancy of just grading type of thing. So the more ideas like that, you're a hands around the table video. Anyway. Sorry, I got derailed there, and that's where I'm going to leave my sentence.
Perfect.
Sentence.
But-
Yeah, no, the Gonzo stuff is probably some of at least my favorite stuff, because we just get, we can both be silly and informative.
And
at the same time.
the subject matter stuff, and the rather than, like I said, the week by week kind of this knife kind of redundancy, right? So yeah.
Yep.
Indeed.
We have, so yeah, that seems about that.
I think so. We're gonna wrap this shit up.
Yep. Cool. So yeah, that seems about that. We have been teasing it for the last couple of weeks that if we can break that 300 subscriber barrier, that there will be a giveaway that happens.
Did you say 300?
He did say 300.
I did say 300. I meant 500. You are correct, sirs.
Yeah.
We got one more over last week.
Yeah. We have made it to the glorious position of 495 subscribers.
Just 5 more
Still not
people.
there.
Yeah.
Tell your friends.
We will be giving away similar, if not better, probably better giveaway than last time. We won't make it exclusive to Patreon. We'll throw it out there to YouTube as well as Instagram. Probably focus on Instagram. You could probably comment in YouTube videos as well, and we'll probably get you in there as well, just to get it out to everyone and let them appreciate type of thing, right? So yeah.
Make that 494.
Did we lose one?
Well,
Mr. Fisk.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Fisk. Appreciate it.
You get 2 hairs in your toothbrush.
We understand that there's
No, don't do it.
times are tough. It's hard to hit that ring bell.
Speaking of which, Mr. Fisk, you're the devil. Sneaking into my DMs with that picture, not appreciated.
Ow!
Oh, hey, Jared, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, the one comment he makes at the end of the third is everyone unsubscribing out of our list.
Yay! So, seeing how everyone's bailing ship, we may as well do the same.
We should probably run away before they all leave.
It's a good call.
Yep. This is Nigel the Smith signing off.
I am who I am. I'm Dennis Fibers.
I am the Iron Joe.
XL.ca.
And we will catch you again next time.
We don't need